I don't want to make this video right now, but I have to. Normally at 6 p.m., it's 6:15 already. I am downstairs with the family, spending time with them every single day. Then I bring the kids to bed, and then I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So the reason why I don't want to make this video is because every week I have a content day. I'm a founder of an 8-figure company, and I, as a founder, these days have to become a content creator. I also see it as a challenge because I want to grow and make the company a success and lead and do the hard things and go all in and full out. I'm 100% committed to that. But it's taking a big toll. I am fully focused on so many things at the same time that getting started with content is just such an effort. It's not easy. It feels easy if I look at all the successful people out there to create content, one banger after the other with lots of views. But it's not. Especially to build out that first habit, this content muscle, that content feels easy. It's a journey, because content feels hard, like so hard in the beginning. Everything is painful. The lighting is painful, the audio is painful, the recording is painful, the software is painful. Everything is just a pure pain. And then all that time goes in, I post the video, and it bombs. It doesn't get the views. And that is so hard, because, you always think in ROI, like the things that I do need to get a return. But this thing, because it's on a timeline, every time I do a video, I get better, and I can see that. I'm not doing it for 2 years, and I get a lot of traction, but I can tell you it's still fucking hard, and it was even harder a year ago, and even harder 2 years ago. And the ROI is not there. And the most successful YouTubers are doing it for decades. So the business thinking of, let's just get a payback this week, today, this month, the latest, it just doesn't work with content. And that makes it so hard. That's such a stretch for founders, for C-levels, for VPs to get traction with content because of that. At the same time, I feel I'm building up an asset which becomes a part of me that does two things. On the one hand, I become better in communicating, in leading, in owning and knowing myself for what I stand for. So I'm becoming more authentic, I'm becoming more raw, and I love that. At the same time, it's just confusing. It's confusing all the time. What content should I post? What format does make sense? How long should it be? Where should it be? What should I do? I need to invest all that money without really being able to show the return. And I think one thing that I learned, and I believe in that, because I think I can make anything successful if I just persevere and stick with it. At least that's the story of my life so far. That if I stick to that habit, I build up that habit, I go after it, and I don't question that decision. I just go for it. That this will in the end translate to success. And the feeling I have, the hope, and I'm not sure if that really happens, but it's flattish, and at some point it really picks up. I feel to stand out in the market, the bars actually, feel super high, but I think it's not that high. And with training and repetitions and quantity and improving every single time a little bit, I can get there. And content will become easier and easier and more part of me. But I can tell you, every single time there's more concerns coming, if that makes sense. For example, keyman risk. How's that company sellable if I am attracting, let's say I become successful, is the company still sellable? You can argue, yes, it is, because Elon Musk has built up so many companies where he was the face of it, and the companies are still worth gazillions. But then when you speak at my stage with investors or buyers or who not, they would say, acumen risk, cannot do it. So it's schizophrenic, and that brings insecurity in. And then to still persevere is really hard. And like these examples happen all the time. And in our company, it's even more difficult because we have a direct response culture. The return on investment in our company is called return on ad spend. Every dollar that we invest right now, we know within the hour if we made more money back or not. And that's just the opposite of how content works. So with that, I also feel on my own, because the team will only listen once I can show something that is working. I can make an executive decision, okay, fine. But then resources and time are always limited, and people always jump on things that make most sense right now. So I think zooming out, that just is for all the companies out there, such a hard thing to commit to something where the return on investment is not immediately visible. So if you doubt yourself if you should do it or not, the surprising fact is I would still do it and not stop doing it. And I shared already a couple of things where my communications improved. I had to engage with more customers and ideal clients, ideal prospects, to learn what they need, because I wanted to create content that is helpful for them, to attract them. But that also made me realize that the software that I need to build, that I'm building, needs to be different, because my product, which of course, because I build it, I'm in love with it, needs to evolve, needs to be different in order to be loved by the client. And that was such a revelation. We became more customer-centric over the last 2 years. We're doing customer interviews across the team. Everybody does interviews. We do modern discovery. We iterate and ship every week. So we are definitely, I think, operating in a way how we should operate. But that the CEO does that as well. I mean, yeah, custom interviews have done it also. Like every single week I get it. But with content, to completely rebuild the GTM, it's pretty interesting. So I think 2 things are happening right now. Either you have the creators who go in the direction of, oh, I need an actual product that I'm selling. Yes, there's a course, but it's not sellable. I need an e-com, I need a merch. Mr. Beast, all the entertaining creators would be in that bucket. Or I want to build a product, but one with a big multiple on revenue, not just on profit, which is of course software. And then with the promise of AI, people all of a sudden think they can build software with a few prompts, which is also not that easy. But that's the direction where the creators go into. Let's build products that are worth something. And on the other hand, you have all these product owners that are, let's say, sitting on a sales organization or on a product that makes good revenue, but somehow the market, the distribution, getting customers is not so easy anymore. And that's also where I need to venture into with my company. So I'm becoming this brand face where the current company is focused on individual business owners, on these creators, and helping them to build product. But I'm on the other side, on the company side, and helping them to do marketing in a way how we have done marketing profitably over the last 6 years, building up 8 figures profitably. Interestingly, everyone, like both of these buckets, they all look at creators that have a decent audience and a business behind, because that's the dream. Low customer acquisition cost, really good lifetime value per customer, and a great business that creates great profit and is actually growing strongly. So everyone is looking at that. And I think we have done some really good success on the creator side, where we became the biggest mobile app builder for the creator economy. So for individual business owners to sell product for money, not time for money, with apps. But now I need to unlock the SMB, the company side, the business side of that. Yeah, and that's just hard. But I think content is the answer. My delivery needs to improve. I need to provide better value for you, so that you can implement the things. You see the before after. You see how to shorten the time to unlock the new GTM, and how you can apply and install all the tools that we've built to create 8 figures profitably on the marketing side with a marketing approach for yourself in your company. The customers I worked with over the last 3 months was a coaching customer, a coaching client, e-com customers, and software. Where I see this works particularly well is in e-com and in software, especially if you deal with SMBs or even consumers. So if it's like heavy enterprise play where you have 5 big companies and no one is really using the internet, I think it's not really helpful there. Like this, everything that we learn is just not applicable. But if there's a decent amount of total addressable market and it's SMBs or individual consumers, holy shit. I'll give you one example. We built this funnel which sits in the back of our software. The software is sold at a normal price point, $100 a month, $300 a month, $700 a month. But there's this funnel, it's a webinar funnel, free webinar that then goes into an offer stack. So a collection of software, but also a coach and educational programs, a t-shirt and a coach and all of that stuff for $1,500 to $2,000. 3 times the average order value than what we sell on the software normal pricing page. And with that, we make more than 50% of our revenue profitably. That's something that not a lot of software companies are doing. And on the e-com side, instead of selling 100 things, you just take out 1 to 3 things from your store, maybe the product which has a really good story behind and where you can create a perceived value that is in the hundreds. Then you triple the price point of that product. Then on a single sales page with a VSL, a video sales letter, you then run ads against it. And all of a sudden, you have a profitable funnel. And there's like so many e-com plays that do exactly that, that are Meta's biggest advertisers, that are like us flown to Dublin every year to have a conversation with Meta on what works and what doesn't. So there's so much opportunity on the in the e-com and software space to improve your business with marketing, with a marketing growth engine. Anyways, I'll pause it here. The wrap up is, I don't want to produce this fucking video, but I have to, because I want to level up. I want to make my content habit even stronger. And instead of batch producing what everyone says, I would now just like produce content whenever I feel I need to produce content, like I'm just doing now. So if there's any value in this, leave me a comment, please. Subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And let me know what else you would be interested in that I can share that would help you to grow more. See you in the next video. Thanks.